Can you dig it, nigga? Sucker, sucker!
Can you dig it, suckers? How you doing, fight fans? EJ Boxing Live here. Another Wednesday night prediction hangout with some of the best guys here on YouTube. We have Gus making his debut here on EJ's Boxing from the Boxing Voice. We also have Nata. You know, Nata knows all the lightweights, and we have got Miguel. Miguel's been dying to come over, so we can have a great hangout, and we're gonna start in with some of the biggest fights coming this weekend. We've got Nick Blackwell defending his British middleweight belt against Chris Eubank Jr. Chris Eubank Jr. is ranked number 8th in England, so boy, everyone's saying it's going to be. They're actually on the betting odds, yeah. They've actually got Chris Eubank as an underdog. Surprisingly, I was like, what? They've actually got him. You know, he's not the favorite. They got the champion as the favorite actually to hold his belt, which is surprising me. I'm going to go by Eubank. Eubank be looking to stop him impressively, but as a good boxer is Blackwell, so it's not going to be easy. Yeah. Very good boxer. Very good. And but he was in a war with with Gary Ryder, not Gary Ryder. I think thingy Ryder, John Ryder.
John Ryder, yeah.
Yeah, he war with him in his last fight, and I actually talked to Mickey Hennessy before the fight, and he actually told me, he goes, "If you've got money, just throw it on Black." You sure?
Gus dropped off.
Oh, okay. Hey, EJ, you going to the fight?
This fight here is... Go ahead, Miguel.
Hey, how much a fight over there in England?
What do you mean?
I mean, how much is it when you? How much are the tickets?
I'm not gonna pay. I'm not too sure, Miguel.
Oh shit, be over there. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I'll get it free. Yeah.
How much normally are there? Do you know?
I'm probably about 35. Start from about 35 upwards. 35 pounds upwards. But yeah. As I was saying, I think I'm gonna go with. I'll go with Eubank Jr. by I was gonna go by stoppage, but I'm just gonna be a bit more respectful. By split decision. So Chris Eubank Jr. by split decision over Nick Blackwell to take his belt. Let me go. Miguel, what's your take on this one?
Yeah, I got Chris Eubank too as well. By decision too. Yeah, I think I saw him his last fight. Who he fought in the last fight?
He fought Michael Sullivan.
Yeah, Sullivan. There you go.
That was a good fight.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, man. I mean, I haven't seen much of him. I think that was the second fight I seen of him, but he looks pretty. Man, he's a good boxer. I know the first time when I saw him, I think his dad was training him, and I wasn't really too hype on him when his dad, because I know at one point his dad was training him, wasn't he? A while back. Are y'all there?
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So now I guess he's got that trainer. What's the name of that guy? I don't know.
Oh, you talking about Adam Booth?
Yeah, him, and then he looks like he's improved a lot more. So I got him winning by decision.
Okay, go ahead, Nata.
I got Eubank by decision as well. He's a good fighter. The only thing is he seems kind of temperamental, man. Like he'll try to knock guys out a little too much, and that could work against him against certain guys. I'm not sure if it'd work against him against Blackwell though. Blackwell, I mean, he seems like a pretty good fighter. You know, nothing spectacular about him. Okay boxer. But Eubank, talent-wise, I mean, as long as he sticks to his game and he doesn't get too crazy, I think he should be able to beat Blackwell. But he just needs to tone it down a little bit with regard to trying to get a knockout with every single damn shot, because he's going to wind up tiring himself out in a fight one of these days where he's not able to recover. So I'd say he takes Blackwell by decision, clear.
Cool, man. All right, go ahead, Gus.
Yeah, really interesting fight. I mean, it's interesting that Chris Eubank, although he was mandatory for Jacobs' WBA regular belt, he's keen to sort of go back and actually win the Lonsdale belt, and credit to him for doing that actually, because in the UK, we aspire to, winning the British title. So, but in terms of a fight, it's a dangerous fight because two fights contrasting, I think, showed Chris Eubank Jr.'s deficiency still at the moment. Against Billy Joe, he was outboxed by a boxer, not a puncher. Yes, he came strong during the latter stages, but he's inexperienced both from an amateur standpoint and as a professional. He couldn't handle a puncher on the move, and it showed his inability to actually land a punch on a moving target. And also in his last fight against Spike O'Sullivan, that was a toe-to-toe war at times. And during the exchanges, I think Chris Eubank Jr. actually came off second best. I thought Spike O'Sullivan actually hurt him a lot more. But for whatever reason, his corner decided to pull him out. But I don't think Spike O'Sullivan was under any significant trouble. Yes, he was getting hit a lot. And Chris Eubank has a tendency to certainly load up on his attacks. And I think his stamina was a little bit in question in that fight. So, Nick Blackwell, they rate him quite highly. I know Mick Hennessy, and that they've invested a lot of time in him. It's a very, very dangerous fight. The question is, can Blackwell's chin hold up against a reasonably heavy puncher who's going to certainly attack him definitely on the body, I think, and I think that's probably Blackwell's weakness. But if he can stay away from his power, I can see Blackwell, getting a decision. But it's a big if. So if I'm making a prediction, I've been really been flipping against the script. I'll go for Blackwell on points. Why not?
Wow. Gus pulled out two of them. He pulled out two of them, shot me on that one. That one shot me. That was a problem. We'll find out. I should go there. I might go there to actually go to the arena and see what happens. Also in that fight, Gus, you stay there, you straight on. Also in that fight, we have Hughie Fury fighting that card. Who's he fighting again? Because I've bloody 1 minute.
Dominic Gwynn.
Nah, he ain't Dominic Gwynn.
An American, yeah.
He's not fighting Dominic Gwynn. Is he fighting Dominic Gwynn?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is, yeah.
I thought he was fighting this Aguayo guy.
Nope.
He's fighting Dominic Gwynn.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, that's threw me right off that as. But Dominic Gwynn's been inactive. I'm gonna go with Hughie Fury on points. Yeah, it's a 10-round. It's actually a 10-round fight. It should be. Was that they changed their opponent because they're probably the Aguayo guy. They say they're probably too worried about him. So he should probably win that fight.
Yeah, I think Aguilera failed one of the pre-fight tests or something like that. The physicals.
Yeah, well, if it's Dominic Gwynn, man, he ain't fought for a while, man. Hughie should be able to outpoint him. I got Hughie by unanimous decision, boy, in that one. I'm surprised. Hughie Fury is supposed to be the next guy coming through. What was he, 20 years of age, young guy? We'll see what happens. It's a step up. We'll find out. But I'll go with Hughie by unanimous decision. Gus, what's your take, man?
Actually, regarding Fury, I actually heard an interview from Mick Hennessy earlier this evening. He was on TalkSport. I'm not sure if you caught the radio interview, Errol, but they were just talking about how they'd actually been bringing in a lot of sparring partners, both from the US and over here, and Fury was actually matching up really well. 21 years old, I think he's 6'5", extremely highly rated. They think he can definitely become a world champion. Oh, it's still very, very early, but if he's got that pedigree and being trained by his father Peter as well, I think he's had Dorian Darch on his record. Probably the best opponent he's had. Now his opponent is generally, I think, now considered the gatekeeper. I think he might even be in his 40s now. So I think it's a fight. Probably, for a heavyweight at this stage of their career, it's all about building up confidence. So they're going to feed him cupcakes, whatever, until he fights for a British Commonwealth or a European fight. So I think Hughie would probably get through that fight. I think he will stop him pretty early as well. I'd say within 3-4 rounds.
Cool. There you go, man. Alright, Nota, what's your take?
I think pretty highly of Huey Fury. I've seen him fight in his last several fights, and I think he's really good. I think he's got a lot more discipline than Tyson does. So, I mean, I think as far as his boxing skills, though, I think that he may have a higher ceiling than Tyson does. I mean, of course, he's a young guy. He's fairly inexperienced. But I mean, they're moving him up, pretty quickly for his age. 21, only 18 fights, and he's already getting close to the fringe contender level. Like he's edging it a little bit. And I mean, I think this fight may show some things. If he's able to stop Dominic Guinn's never been stopped before. So if he was able to do that, I think that might be a little bit like a lower level version of Anthony Joshua stopping Kevin Johnson. Being the first one to stop him. It might be like a lower level version of that. And I think if he was to do that, they might even propel him even further into tougher fights. So, I mean, I have Huey Fury by clear decision, if not a possible late stoppage. I mean, Fury's heavy-handed as well, and I mean, he's just a good, skilled boxer. I think highly of him, so I think he has a good future.
Cool. Miguel?
Well, I'm going to be like next from the boxing boys. I don't see him until I have to see him, man. No, I'm just messing. I haven't seen Huey Fury that much. I've never seen his fight. Obviously, he's in the UK, and I don't get to watch him, so I don't know much about them. So I'm with you on that one.
All right, cool, man.